What is up, brown girl child? It's your girl Drea. So check it. This is Minority Mental Health Month for those who may or may not know. And I just want to come on here really quickly to talk about therapy. If you are in therapy, shout out to you. But this video is more for my therapists. Whether you're a licensed professional counselor, you're a licensed independent clinical social worker, and the list goes on, right? We gotta do a better job with, I don't like to say the word gatekeeping, but upholding your code of ethics, whatever profession that you're in. I am a seasoned 18-year social worker who spent some time in a clinical aspect. Now I'm in the academia aspect, and some of the things that I'm witnessing, I'm hearing about therapists, their license should be suspended and revoked due to inappropriate relationships with clients, due to not providing appropriate treatment and care, causing more harm to clients than good. Some people should not be therapists. A lot of people go into therapy for one, because they want to redeem their own childhood trauma. A lot of therapists I have come across haven't resolved their own trauma and need their own therapist. Yes, I said it. You can get at me, but that's facts. A lot of people go into therapy or becoming a therapist because there's money to be made out there. You can do anywhere from telehealth, having your own business when it comes to, being a therapist, also to you're working with insurance carriers as well. Number 3, we done made therapy sexy, right? And being a therapist, is sexy. You got people on IG and other platforms like, oh, look at me, I'm a therapist, I'm dope, and we got all this paraphernalia. But it goes beyond, being dope, and it goes beyond, having this brand, right? You have to really uphold the code of, conduct, the code of ethics within your profession. In social work, we have code of ethics that we have to abide by, and if we don't, our clients, our co-workers can blow the whistle and call the licensure board and say, hey, this person's being very inappropriate with their client. They're causing more harm than, healing. And one of my besties sent me a video. I didn't get to watch the whole series about this young lady that was being groomed by her therapist, and she ended up moving in with her therapist, her and her child, and had an inappropriate relationship. And this therapist have now devalued this person, discarded this person. In the first place, the therapist had no business having this inappropriate conflict of interest relationship with this client. If you felt that she was attracted to your client, you should have said, you know what, I can't take you on, I'm going to refer you to someone else. Yes, therapists, people in the helping profession, we are humans. We're humans that, yes, we don't have blinders on, but when it comes to that healthy and appropriate client to therapist, social worker, whoever relationship, you have to have those boundaries and you have to enforce them. And when things are, kind of straddling that fence, then that's when you have to start referring. Also, too, I want to encourage my therapists to go seek your own therapy before you even go out and say, hey, I want to open up my private practice. If you feel that your mental health is unraveling in this insane world, we're all trying to reach this sanity in this insane world, I would suggest to take a hiatus. I understand this is your livelihood, but there's so many different areas of practice that you can do. Maybe, you need to take a step back, a sabbatical, look at other areas to utilize your degree and your skill sets, and because a lot of times we're bleeding on people who didn't warrant that. And a lot of times, you know, we are hearing these horrific traumas, these stories that may trigger you, and you're getting vicarious trauma, which is, you know, you can hear that in intake, you can hear that during your sessions, and that can trigger you to be like, oh, this is something that I can't get out my head. That can cause harm to the therapist. And if we don't sort those things out, then it's going to turn to compassion fatigue. Like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And, you know, that can turn into something horrific, you know, self-harm. It could turn into, you know, further mental health issues as well within the therapist. So check yourself before you wreck yourself when it comes to the therapist needing a therapist. Also, too, my last statement on therapists need to check themselves. When we are, you know, exploring what career pathways, whether that's with our kids, whether that's with our students, our neighbors, or whoever, you know, really have that assessment and that evaluation of like, you sure that you're ready to go on to become a therapist or a social worker? Or I would say even, you know, on the front line, nurses, doctors, whatever the case is, it's a burnout, thankless job. You're not going to get a pat on your back every time you do something amazing. Sometimes when you're coming out of school 22, 23 plus years old, you're not even ready to deal with the weight of the world of being in the helping profession, because you're making big decisions of like, okay, do I diagnose this person with this, you know, diagnoses in a DSM-5. So really help your young people to explore that. Help them to go into therapy themselves, because we all are dealing with something that we may not talk about to other people. We may, you know, suppress that, internalize it. And for those who are students, my students, former students, make sure that you tap into therapy. At one of my universities that I teach at, my students, they have to go to therapy for at least one semester while they're a student getting their MSW. I think that's the most dopest thing ever, because at least you will have that resource to tap into when you're like, hold on, wait, something's not right. You know, there's imbalances, or, you know, my mental health is unraveling, or, you know, you can refer other people to that's also too in the helping profession, and whether or not they take that help, that's up to them. But just don't sit around unhealed. Don't sit around with issues that's unresolved, especially, you know, trauma. So I just wanted to drop this video on some people should not be therapists. Some people should not be in the helping profession. And I'm going to do another video on tips of, you know, finding a healthy and a productive therapist who will help you to get where you need to go in life. So that's the video, y'all. So share in the comment sections below or whatever of you know, therapy. What are some helpful tips of finding a therapist? You don't have to, if you want to share your horror story with about therapy, don't mention the therapist's name, but you know, how one may have hindered your process in healing, because sometimes we can hinder our own process too, but sometimes, you know, we forget that we don't have efficient and effective therapists out here. Some people are just all about building their brand. So much love and light to you all. Peace.